Hello, my name is Emma, and I am I'm a member of APO, and I will be currently talking about biomedical engineering and the basics behind coursework and a little bit beyond. So, a little bit about me. My name's Emma. I'm a BME major, a biomedical engineering major with a biology minor at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, and my interests lie in cancer treatment, cell biology, and the tumor microenvironment, which is essentially the environment of a tumor, whether it be malignant or benign. So, to start, what is biomedical engineering? Biomedical engineering, or BME, is the application of engineering principles and design concepts to medicine biology. So, think of like medical robots that can help do surgery or creating tissue, live tissue or organs. So first, we're going to talk about college and coursework. This is all stuff based around WPIs. Kind of information. This could also apply to other places as well, but each university does it differently. First, three of them, there are three different degrees that you can get in BME, which are bachelor's, master's, and PhD. Bachelor's takes about 4 years. It can go anywhere from 3 to 5. It really depends on your path, because you can always take a year off. And usually this occurs at an ABET accredited college or university, which ABET is essentially the organization that allows kind of an engineering accreditation to the programs. So it's kind of like being accredited to become a teacher. So there are certain things that are required to be a teacher. It's the same thing for engineering and across many other fields. And in your bachelor's degree, you learn engineering fundamentals, principles of biology, and physiology. Master's, whether it be Master's of Science or Master's of Engineering, typically takes about 1 to 2 years. Usually it occurs at a college or university with a BME, MS, or MEng program, which again, Masters of Science and Masters of Engineering, and you'll be taking engineering graduate courses and a thesis or project in which you would like to study. It kind of depends on what you would want to work on with your faculty advisor. And PhD is usually 5 to 6 years. Again, like it can go up to 7. Usually it would occur at a college or university with a BME PhD program. It includes stuff like research, teaching, and BME graduate courses and what you would like to study. Next, concentrations. So there are a lot of different aspects of BME. BME is like a combination of a lot of different things. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. There are 3 basic concentrations: biomaterials, bioinstrumentation, and biomechanics. Biomaterials is the application of the fundamentals of material science and cell biology and chemistry and physiology. It usually involves creating and engineering tissues or different materials that help with wound healing, biodegradable scaffolds, or artificial tissue. Bioinstrumentation is the application of essentially electrical engineering to the design process of instrumentation, image processing, and biosignals that are involved in the medical field. This can be anywhere from pacemakers to MRI to those really cool robotics that help with surgery. And then biomechanics is the application of engineering mechanics to the study of biological tissues and physiological systems. So any like dynamics, statics, stress analysis, fluid mechanics, and transport. It's essentially how things move, the forces on them, and why they move that way, and what's best for the situation that they're in. So on to coursework. Coursework, the core of your coursework is at WPI are your basics. So that would be your physics, your chemistry, your biology, your calculus. This is the foundational stuff that you would need for everything else, which is your BME basics and your labs. So data analysis, stress analysis, material science, and signals and instruments are all kind of the basic different pathways that you can go. It's the start of learning all of the introductory material that you would need in order to create things and do the job that you would like to do. Data analysis would involve stuff like analyzing heart signals and applying different analyses to data sets. Stress analysis is in looking at and examining the forces on the body. Material science is, again, that component of chemistry and physics and biology that all come together to create different tissues or different materials that would be put inside the human body. And signals and instruments are the things that helped with diagnostics, like heart monitors and MRI scans and that kind of thing. The labs would include, and there's an extensive list, but this is just a few: biomaterials, sensors, biomechanics, and living systems. Biomaterials lab, an example of what you'd be doing in a lab is creating microtubules and examining how a certain protein degrades or is released by the microtubule that further degrades. Sensors lab, you could be creating and analyzing different signals from different sensors. Biomechanics lab, you could be doing different tensile testing and flexure testing on different kinds of bones and tissues and materials. And living systems is essentially the living component of the lab, where you would be working with living tissue in order to examine different pieces of the process or of the material itself, or looking into different procedures. Now, beyond core, there's a lot more that you can do. Electives include anywhere from computer-aided design, computer science, engineering science, organic chemistry. Your electives are kind of what you pick and choose and what you want to do. Computer-aided design is stuff like CAD, Autodesk, SolidWorks, that kind of thing. It helps you design different devices and materials and different structures in order to kind of help you get a more visual picture. Computer science coding is also very helpful because, again, it pulls into that data science piece where you analyze data using regression or different classification techniques. Engineering science are a lot more of your engineering fundamentals, your engineering basics, so like thermodynamics and different mass properties. And organic chemistry is particularly helpful for those that are going on the biomaterials track, as organic chemistry does play a lot into what you would be working with. The second part beyond core is your design. So Bme design is a class that I actually have to take, and it involves designing a product utilizing different design principles that are utilized in the real world. So anywhere from a better implant for a spinal injury, or anything. It can literally be anything. It can be a better heart monitor, a pulse oximeter, anything. You can do whatever you want. And the last part of it are your projects. So the biggest thing that kind of plays into your major, at least here at WPI, is your major qualifying project. It would otherwise be known as like a senior capstone at other universities. It's where you design or research a solution to a problem. So an example of one of the MQPs this year, MQP is major qualifying project, was a biodegradable bandage. A friend of mine actually had a lot of corn husks and different things in her bag that would end up helping create the prototype for a biodegradable bandage. This was done as an MQP this past year. Now, beyond college, what can you do with Bme Degree? Kind of anything. You're trained in so many different aspects of BME and engineering, like, again, that data analysis, the biomechanics, the bioinstrumentation, the biomaterials. You can kind of go anywhere you want, like drug development, medical instrumentation, research, manufacturing, and there are many other options out there. So thank you for listening. I hope that this has given you some insight into what you would be learning as a BME major in college, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.